Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's Friday Night Pioneer, we're gonna go back to Affinity again. So, I've seen a lot of Affinity plays when I was playing Pioneer, and it got me thinking how good this deck is. But, there is a card that I didn't try last time that I'm gonna try this time. Donatello Gadget Master. The sneaky turtle that sneak his way all the way into Magic the Gathering that nobody wanted, but he's here now. Anyways, he's got a sneak for 2 that whenever Donnie deals combat damage to a player, you can copy a token of target artifact you control. I see a lot of people do this with Simulacrum Synthesizer. I think that's too slow. Here, we're just going to copy our small artifacts like Memory Guardian, maybe a Krang for card draw, maybe a Pinnacle, and just overwhelm our opponents early. But there's another card that I don't think I did too much of a showcase last time, and that is Shadowspear. So much deck in Pioneers just, racing to 20. Shadowspear on a Krang will outrace our opponent. This damages a lot, and if they're not dealing with Krang, because it's 4 power and they can lightning bolt it, well, there's going to be a lot of damage that we're going to gain back in lifelink. So that's the beauty of that. It also kind of stops hexproof and indestructible, but I don't think that matters too much. We don't even target our opponent's stuff. We're just gonna overrun them. And then finally, another card that I didn't run too much of it last time was Metallic Rebuke. Mr. Counter Spell. A 1-mana counter spell is pretty insane, right? That's what this card does, because we have affinity for artifact. Technically not affinity, it is improvised, so we have to tap our artifacts, but we got a bunch of artifacts we can tap, like Crypt, Shadowspear, that's just kind of laying out there. The tokens that we have that doesn't have haste, they're just going to be laying out there. We can tap to the Metallic Rebuke. You only need to tap 2 to have a counter for 1 mana, which is very strong. So that's the whole idea. Now let's talk about the deck list. So what we want to do, turn 1, obviously the Ornithopter is pretty good. We have 2 Talmor's Crypt to counter the graveyard decks, the Greasefang decks if you have. And then we have 4 Mox Amber, the Moxes, right? That is what makes this deck go. It is so quick with all the legendary creatures that we can put in the deck. And then that's turn 1 play, or sorry, turn 0 play, 0 mana play. Then, of course, the 1 mana play, because these don't cost mana, we can play one of the 4 Springleaf Drum. This is still my go-to play number 1 if we can do that, because it accelerates our turn 2 so hard. But if not, we can also cheat in a Pinnacle Emissary and a Warp, or play an Emry if we have 2 artifacts out. Those are all our 1-drops. And then we have 1 mana 2 Shadowspear if we want to do that. The other 1-drop is Memory Guardian, but you obviously won't be doing that on turn 1. So that is a consideration that we'll talk about for later. And then the 2 mana play will be the Ravenous Robot, or sneaking in a Donatello, or playing a Memory Guardian for 2 or 1 mana on turn 2 or 3, and then playing a Krang for 2 mana on turn 4 or 5. So that is the curve. And then we have Metallic Rebuke to back that up in case our opponent's going to board wipe us. This one of the things that this deck kind of really falls to are board wipes like Temporary Lockdown, sometimes Day of Judgment, perhaps a Farewell. Well, Metallic Rebuke can stop all of those. At the moment, our opponent has enough mana to do that. We rebuke them, and they won't have enough mana to pay the extra 3 in most cases. Right? That's the whole idea of the deck. Very straightforward. And what I'm going to do is run only 18 lands. In fact, I think 18 lands might be too many, but I'm going to try it. So 2 Island, 1 Otawara, those are our blue source. And then we have 4 Riverglide Pathway, 3 Riverpyre Verge, and 4 Sting Vents for the dual color Is It lands of the deck. I'm not actually even running fast lands in this deck either, right? There's no fast lands. They're just lands that either are dual color, that I'm going to shock myself, lands that could be dual color if I have a basic land, which I will sort of in the deck, and lands that I can choose. And I have 4 Spire of Industry. This is a land that I always forget when I'm making artifact deck. Then I look at it and like, hey, this is a pretty cool land, right? So for just the regular tap, you get colorless mana, which, it's just a land. It's not a dead land, but you can pay 1 life to add 1 mana of any color if I need it, right? If I need a blue, I can get blue. If I need red, I can get red. And the only downside is you need to have an artifact to activate that ability. Well, this is an artifact deck. If we don't have artifact, we probably already lost. So Spire Industry, very useful in this deck. It's not like one of those creature lands where, well, not creature, the creature requirement lands where if you don't have a creature, you gotta sack the land. This land doesn't say that. It's not Glimmer, is it Glimmer Void, right? If we don't have an artifact, we don't have to sack it. We'll just get an artifact next turn and still get 1 mana of any color and get our City of Brass out. So that's the whole idea of this new version of Affinity deck. I wanted to showcase Donatello, and I wanted to showcase Shadowspear. Let's see how well it will do. Now our opponent is Tybolt. He's gonna bolt us with his tie. We go first. Might as well. Alright, so I need this on red. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We are the Pinnacle. Check it out. I got a bunch of stuff in one turn. Turn 1, 2 1-1s and 2 0-2s. That's pretty nice. And then where else coming? Also pretty nice of our opponent. Why does our Krang cost so much? What the heck? Alright, well, we'll Memory Guardian. Take 2. Turn 2, 3, 4. Turn 3, we're gonna reload. This is not the Mono Green Devotion, so they're about to have it. I'll tap land turn 2. That's not very good. Alright. We'll set up our Spire. And I'll crank it up. Pew pew pew. Alright, well, here's Mox Amber, which allows us to Emry. Not really playing much else. Oh, our opponent's just gonna GG. I say that's a good GG. Good gamer. Alright, our opponent is Soregashi. Okay. That is a name you can have. Unfortunately, our opponent's going first. We do have Emry, so I'll still keep this hand, but I would like to go first. Dassies. Nah, I wonder what they're gonna take. Got a handful of stuff. Maybe they take the Emry. It is the most value. They do take the Emry. The funny thing is I can't play the Emry, so it didn't matter to me at all. And then he hello'd me. Okay. Hello. Do we need to discard more cards? Gift Aetherborn. Mr. Gifted Can Fly. I could give this Trample and Lifelink. I don't think that does much. I can also Donatello. I also don't think that does much. This will do. Guess we'll take the 2. It is Death Touch. I'm not touching that. Another Gifted Aetherborn. Good thing I fly. Oh, and another Emry. Okay, that's nice. So we do want a Donnie here. So we'll attack in Donnie. Let's go, Donnie. Combat Ornithopter. I'm gonna do some combat damage. Now, funny enough, I think I'm gonna copy the drum. Oh, he's just gonna quit. That works for me. GG. Hey, I thought you hello'd me. Alright, our opponent is Carvis, the Stender Beaver. Opponent goes first. I mean, I can't get a go first for the life of me, but at least we got Emry. This is a turn 1 Emry, right? That's not too bad. I want to turn 1 Emry. That's a lot of stuff. I think I get a turn 1 Guardian now. Turn 1 Emry, I mill 4 cards. I might be able to play one of the cards I mill next turn. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Emry lets me play out more stuff. There is the Mox. They got a Tangled Veil. What are we playing against? I mean, okay, our opponent is a Standard Beaver, but we're in Pioneer, so they got a Landware Elf. Cool beans. Not very cool, but, you know, beans and all. Okay, do we pay 3? Do I even have 3 to pay? 1, 2, 3. I do have 3 to pay if I want to pay for the Pinnacle Emissary. Warp is only from hand, right? You may cast this card from your hand. So if I don't have 3 mana, I cannot actually warp it out. So I'm just gonna play Mr. Moxie Mox here. And I will now play the Memory Guardian. And we just say go hold of our counterspell. That's all we got is a counterspell. But hey, you know, when this creature enters, do X damage to target creature with X number of color among permanents you control. So you can kill Emry. Yeah, let's just stop that from happening. Okay, counter him once, any GG's. Standard Beaver back to the woods. Alright, our opponent is Eternal Litness. Cool. Very eternal of him to let me go first. Oh boy, going first. This is juicy. We got Emry with Ornithopter? With Mox Amber? That's insane. Okay, well, we all know what we gotta do. Steam Van Shock. Play the Pinnacle. That actually does not work. Yeah, it does not work unless I play the Emry first. But if I play the Emry first, then I won't have the extra from the Pinnacle Emissary. I don't know. Maybe I did that wrong. Sentinel. Those are blockable cards, so you gotta be careful with that. And I suppose I Emry first. I guess it doesn't matter which one I do first. Let's mill to see what we can get. Alright, well those are cards. I don't think I attack with the 1-1 because he can just block it, but those are damage. You know what? I need the artifacts. I need the artifact count for Krang, so not doing that. Okay, he's got an Elvish War Master. Another Emry. I don't care for the second Emry. Do I want to play the Mox Amber from the graveyard? I don't have to do this right now, right? Let's Krang first so we will get hit. I get a Crib, I get a Memory Guardian. Okay. Let's hit this Mox Amber. So I can play it. Yes. I'll keep this new one. And I can play more stuff. Let's play our Memory Guardian. Let's just going big. And then we attack. Because now I don't care about the artifact counter. Oh, he's saying no. He's saying, no, I am the fairy. Don't do that. What does he have now? Is he coming after Krang? Krang, the legendary artifact Ultron Warrior? I don't know. Seems like he's trying something. I can't even cast from a graveyard. Ravenous Robot. Number 2. He's just gonna rope me. He's like, no, I'm gonna rope you. Well, this is the effective picture of a sore loser. Everyone's looking at it. He's eternally sore. That sounds dirtier than I thought it would be. We're attacking with these. Since he roped out, the damage will go in. He's just gonna burn out. He's got 4 mana this turn for something, if he wants to. The next turn we're hitting him big. And we're probably copying Krang to draw more cards. Probably. Yeah, I can't imagine copying anything else. Maybe a Memory Guardian for more flying damage. But a hit from Krang is a hit from Krang, so that's big lethal. I could also bounce Krang if he No way. There's no way he doesn't block, and if he doesn't block, Krang will kill him. So, not bouncing Krang. Not dumb. Not that dumb. Anyways, our opponent definitely is gonna rope us, and this is all we can give him. Alright, let's talk about this deck, right? If Affinity has always been this crazy deck, and I started Magic the Gathering, not playing Affinity, but when Affinity was first introduced. And I remember I was trying out like a standard Affinity deck. Not even standard. It was back then. It was just kitchen table, and I was playing Maraudon back in the days, or Mirrodin, and we had these Mirror Enforcers, or like 7 mana 4/4s, which sounds terrible. And they have a bunch of 0 mana, like just regenerate target artifact things that we throw out, and then the artifact, the 3 mana ones that +1 to power, +1 to toughness, and then Frogmite. Don't forget Frogmite, 4 mana 2/2. That's also Affinity. So basically, you vomit out your hand on turn 1, and you get 4/4s on board. Or 1 4/4 and maybe 1 or 2 2/2s on board, and then you just start hitting your opponent and win. Right? It was like all common cards, and that was very fun back in the days. Obviously, not very good because if they had 1 removal, you just they take out your 4/4 and now you got nothing. And just like our opponent, leaving. GG. And yeah, Affinity is always broken. Has always been broken. All right, our opponent is Gamma. Gamma Kappa. I don't even know what that means. Opponent goes first. He's Yorion. No, he's Kahira. Kahira's always controlled, right? So, against control deck, this hand is way too slow. This hand, probably just as slow, but I'm going to try it. Put away the Spire, even though it's a good card. I don't need 3 lands, and these lands activate every color. I can't put away the Verge and keep a Spire, that makes no sense. And then if I put away the Island, I don't actually have the colors. So, we'll do it this way. Ornithopter, Mox Amber, which allows me to play the Emry, and then I can use the mana from Mox to play Shadowspear. Alright, all coming together. I can play a Springleaf Drum next turn. And Shadowspear on my Ornithopter. And I have a counterspell, but don't know how much I would care them countering a Memory Guardian. It will feel kind of bad, but this is what it is, you know? Maybe they counter the Springleaf Drum. That would be pretty bad idea to do. Because then I just land a Memory Guardian on him. Yeah, you shouldn't have countered that. Oh well. Now we start hitting him. What can I target? Krang is hard to cast. I see we attack first. Alright, if I play a Krang, I think he'll die. So, or I think he'll get countered because he's holding up 3 mana, so we'll play a little Ravenous Robot. Probably getting Day Judgment here. It is what it is. Oh, it's March. I mean, okay. I still get my 1/1s. Supreme Verdict? No, it's gonna Field of Ruin. You don't think I have basic lands in the deck? I passed the basic check. Krang! Oh, I just draw 4 cards? That's insane. Thanks for the card draw. What can I even name? I can name Krang in the graveyard. That's not the greatest, so I guess it's just hit him for 2 here. And I could Ravenous Robot. Exile his graveyard. Target my Tormar Court to play it again. To get more power out of the Ravenous Robot. I do only have a Memory Guardian left, so I don't think that does much. Elspeth is also not going to do much. Good luck, Elspeth, in trying to fight us.
My blade descends.
You sure? Doesn't feel like your blade's gonna descend. I feel like we're gonna get... Okay, he's gonna kill the Krang.
My blade brings
So we're probably getting farewelled. Here is what... Oh, okay, that is a card. Now we're talking. Alright, Mr. Krang. Let us put another... I think I just take blue here. Mr. Krang. Thank you for coming back to us. If I Metallic Rebuke... Not the greatest cards I draw, but I'll take these. I have a Review held up. Review can't counter a Supreme Verdict, but it can counter a Farewell. So these decks, they do run both. Oh, look at Farewell. Counter it. Okay, GG. Good game, controlled deck. Looks like you're no longer Gamma, you're the Omega. Dead. Alright, our opponent is Dark Hands Gyn? G-Y-N. Gyn. Opponent goes first. We got a turn 1, nothing. That's always like a... Dude, I have 14-0 drops, so I kind of get a turn 1, nothing kind of feeling. And our opponent's going first, so... Oh, and they're Diamond. Man, Arena really loves them. And hates us. Alright, we do have an Ornithopter. Emry is okay. Do we put away the Shadowspear here then? Sad as I may be, maybe I put away the Shadowspear. Because every other card is 100% keep, so... The only difference is I could keep a Shadowspear, the Orny Shadowspear, turn 1. Okay. Well, good thing I didn't keep the Shadowspear. Nice turn 1 Duress. We'll have to play Spire, right? No 4. There's a Mox. Don't need to play the Crip out, because it doesn't do much. Gifted Aetherborn. This seems familiar. Oh, an Amber. Okay. I would have 4 mana, right? Cranky McCrankson. You go. I am Cranky. Graveyard Trespasser. Well, he's trespassing our graveyard. And eat our Mox. So I can chain the Mox. If I block with Krang, would I be able to replay it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play 1 mana, I'll have 5 mana. No, I don't think I'll be able to play it. So, no blockies. I'll take your 2. You take the Krang attack then. Jesus. How about more Emry? Let's play the Pinnacle Emissary, I guess. I will play this on blue. But I will play a Spring Leaf Drum. Take 8. There's a lot of... Well, he just takes it. Alright. Just gonna take 8 like that. I will tap one of the Ornithopters. Don't really want to block with an Orny. Alright, the Graveyard Trespasser attacking will be annoying, but we can live with that. He doesn't gain that much life. He does attack with a 3/3. Maybe he's intending on trading. Do we even block this? What do I have in the graveyard now? Just an Ornithopter, right? I mean, I can take the 3. It's not the end of the world. The Krang attack will hurt him a lot. And I get a Metallic Rebuke. Might as well attack with this flyer. He has a double block. Well, no, he can just block with a Gifted Aetherborn. He doesn't block at all. He thinks he's got a lot of stuff, I guess. So he doesn't need to block. Well, now this has got me kind of thrown off here. Guess we'll play the Emry, but keep the other one. Keep the old one. So I mill 4. Ooh, Shadowspear. Alright. I will play my Shadowspear. And I guess I'll equip. On... What does it give? Trample and lifelink. So 4-4. 4-4 means he can't really block it. Or he can't really attack through it. Whatever he plays gets countered here. So I think we're good. I think it's just a regular old attack. It's going to target my graveyard to gain 2 life. Ornithopter and Emry. I mean, I'm not going to exile my graveyard for this. I don't think it's worth it. Pass to block. Block one of them. I have lifelink, so I actually gain life from this. So take 3, gain 4. What's next? My turn. You don't want to do anything? Alright. Mr. Krang. Mr. Krang is going to do a little trampling. And now the rope begins. He's just gonna leave. Alright, GG. You forgot to add trample. Good game. Alright, our opponent is Kachibu, the Brilliant. We go first. We got Donnie. Kind of hard to play Donnie here. Emry also is difficult to come out on turn 2. But it's a good enough hand I think we keep. Not exactly certain what I do on turn 2. Maybe it's just Ravenous Robot. Depending on what I draw. I guess it's just a Ravenous Robot. Nothing is really that great. Or maybe it's Emry, right? If the robot lives. Nah, the robot's not living. I was gonna say, if the robot lives, we can do something, but... A robot lives! What do you know? I can't imagine a scenario where the robot actually lives. Donatello's dead. Well, okay. So that's what was going on. I'm gonna need my crypt soon, or I will lose. Hey, hey, hey! That's a crypty crypt. Oh, just gonna GG because I played a crypt? I guess he is brilliant. Alright, our opponent is Fern Face. How fern is your face? So fern, he goes first. I do get Emry turn 1. So that is the bare minimum to make this deck work. Since we're going second, I need to mow down the Badger Mold deck. Jesus Christ. Alright, well. Kind of like a counterspell or something? I am guessing that's a card draw spell. Yeah. GG Fern Face. Alright, our opponent is Vitaldas. Vitaltas. You go first. That's Springleaf Drum and an Ornithopter. Not too bad. Drum. I think I played the Ornithopter. Does it matter if I play it or not? I can't play the robot. I need a red for that. That's kind of sad. Alright, Swifty. That was a reason to play the Ornithopter. Okay, I don't think I played a robot because I can technically counter, right? Add 1, 2, and I can technically rebuke him. I don't know what I rebuke, but I can technically do it. Oh, I know what I rebuke. Here's your Corey Steelcutter, Reckless Rage. That's also annoying. We'll also stop that from happening again. That's a 2-3. You want to rage some more? Boomerang basic. I'll take that. Milling me more cards. I don't hate that at all. I do hate the fact that I didn't draw anything, so. If I play the Ravenous Robot, and then I play Emry, can I still mill? Well, can I still rip Metallic Rebuke? Improvise is to tap each artifact, right? So I won't be able to tap each artifact because of this. Nope. Well, I guess we were gonna draw 3 lands in a row in our 18 land deck, so there's that. Now we don't have a Metallic Rebuke. Synthesizer? I mean, it's not like I was gonna block whatever he plays. And he's got Firebrain Scheme. All he does is just build up a monastery, Swissy. There's a Screamo Nemo. I think he's gonna shoot out our... Oh, he's not gonna shoot out a robot. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense not to kill the robot here, because it's not as threatening. Also, I got nothing to play, so there is that. They even drew the 4th land to play another spell. Can I just tap this? Why is it tapping my artifact? They still have a burn spell anyways. Oh, I got a block. Full control. Blue. Go for it. Oh look, I can't block. I'm sorry. How about land number 4? At least we can do this, right? Go Cranny McCrannerson. He getting firebending less than us. There's the Quarry Steel. 4,000 turns in. Also, I drew 2 Cranes. Fire brings schemes. He exiles 2 cards. Can't play the Ember Heart, but he can play a land. He's gonna burn the Ornithopter. Cool. Don't like it, but it's done. Did I just take the 4 here? I do need a chump blocker. I'll take the 4. I didn't have enough mana for all this. Memory Guardian. Equip on the Krang. Attack for 9. I would like to gain 9 life. Oh, look at that. Came all the way back here. Tap the robot. Didn't want it to die. Here's another Emry on mill 4. There we are. We claw back a little bit. I'm at 15 because of all the life gain. He's going to sack the synthesizer instead of playing the charger here. Okay. So he didn't play any spells, and now he GG's. Nice prowess deck, jerkface. GG. Welcome back, everyone. Now that you saw those affinity games, how does this deck feel? Wow, this is a very strong deck, as I envision. Affinity is broken as F. And what I've noticed is that this deck actually kind of short circuits a lot of opponents' brings. Sometimes it just makes them rage quit because, I'm doing too fast. Our opponent's playing 4 cards in their turn 1, and I don't want to play anymore. I've seen a lot of that, and our opponent rope out. I showed one of that, but there was a few games where I can't make a whole video of just people roping me. If I do that, that's every video every day, but that's another story. But this deck definitely short circuits your opponent's brain because of how strong, how fast it is. However, it also has a flip side where you draw dead. And I have a few of those games too. Like, if you just draw 4 Emry in an opening, you mulligan, and you draw 3 more Emry, and you're just like, what's going on? Is the deck trolling me? That does happen, right? So there are dead cards that you draw in the early game, like too many Krangs, that would be a dead card. Too many Donatellos, that would be a dead card. And too many lands, obviously, also a dead draw. So that is something that I have encountered, albeit rare. It could happen. Learn to mulligan with this deck, and learn to not be as greedy with the mulligan. So if you're going second, and all you got is an Emry, sometimes you got to keep. Even if it's not a greatest hand, mulliganing down to 6, down to 5 will hurt this deck because you need all the additional synergies with the amount of cards you can throw out. Of course, if your opening hand is 6 lands, you got to mulligan that, right? But if your opening hand is 3 lands and some artifacts and 1 Emry, that's the bare minimum. If you have 1 Emry, just keep that hand. Again, it's good enough. Emry will mill the Moxes into the graveyard and recast it. That's all good. And this deck really only works with Emry, right? Emry allow us to replay Krang. Krang gets us a continuous value and also attack with the Shadowspear for lethal. That's how this deck works. I don't even have improvised arsenal because Shadowspear is so much better. With Krang, Shadowspear, I don't need the double power, right? Shadowspear just gives it trample, which already Krang's power will trap power through, and lifelink means that opponent cannot race us. And that's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.